Hi Scorpio, welcome to your What They Aren't Telling You reading for me. Everything you need to know about this reading is in the description box below. This may resonate with yours or the other party's moon, rising, or Venus sign. This typically tends to be romantic, so if that's not your thing, probably want to click off now. Also, it's going to take me a minute to lay out the cards, so you might want to fast forward. Whoopsie. Oh dear. Okay. All right, Scorpio, what they aren't telling you. There it is. All right, Page of Cups, Six of Swords, Two of Wands, Six of Pentacles, nice. The Fool, that could be, this is Eight of Swords. Did I say Six of Swords? I meant Eight of Swords, sorry. Two of Wands, Six of Pentacles, the Fool, Gemini, Virgo, or Aries. High Priestess, Pisces or Cancerian. King of Pentacles, Virgo, Five of Wands, Five of Cups. So, two. And we got 5. So we've got sort of the calm after the storm, kind of a holding pattern, it feels like. We'll get into that, but there we go. All right. They want you to forgive. They want you to forgive them. All right, Scorpio. Oopsie. Okay, there's that Page of Cups that was going to jump. This Eight of Swords is out for Wheel of Fortune. Okay. Two of Wands. There's Two of Wands for Scorpio. High Priestess. And this Fool card. What's this Fool card about? Tower. Scorpio. Six of Pentacles. Justice. That could be Libra. King of Pentacles. Four of Pentacles. And this High Priestess. Because I don't have the clear... I do. I just want to... Okay, so... Golly, lots of sixes here. Is it just me or is it... No, that's a 7. Where's the... Oh, there's 6 right here. Okay. So... 5 of Wands, 8 of Cups. You got someone waiting for an opportunity to end a situation they're dealing with. It could be a situation with you, could be at work. They're waiting for a time to be able to quit. It could be this is someone that they're what's this 5 of Cups? 3 of Swords. Okay. So this is someone that is feeling trapped, and this is someone that doesn't like having to be assertive, but they do want change in their life, and they do want to do things differently. I feel like you've been asked to wait, or I feel like you're kind of doing this dance with each other. Like you're kind of, I don't know, there's strategy involved here. There's strategic communication. And it feels like you're wanting something and they're wanting something, but you two aren't talking about what you want. There's a strategy. It's almost, this is strategy. What is it though? What's this? Well, not wrong, but. So it feels like they don't know what to do. They feel stuck. They're waiting and they're waiting. And they're waiting until they feel like the time is right. They want more evidence. They want to give something more time until they feel like the time is right. And while they might be assuring you that they want to take a chance on things, or they want to break out of a situation they're in, it kind of feels like they're still waiting for the situation to take a certain turn. I feel terrible because this is a repeated storyline, and I don't mean to disparage those that are dealing with this, but it's like we're stuck in a loop here because you've got sparring back and forth. You've got you two trying to outmaneuver. You're never far from this person's thoughts, nor are they far from yours, but neither one of you is budging. And so it doesn't leave, I don't ever really see much new here because I still see this huge rope of a connection. And it's this person's got some kind of hold on something, and I'm so sorry. I feel like it's old business, and yet here we are again. And we're dealing with some sadness here at a wasted opportunity, coulda, woulda, shoulda. Knowing that you kind of stepped into the ring with somebody that you weren't on a level playing field with, or that could disappoint you. And they have, because once again, they're waiting for a sign. They're waiting for this to happen. They're waiting for that to happen. They don't want to move to it's just someone that's not going to do it. They're not going to do it, and it puts you in a position of you having to do it. You having to do what's best in the situation. And yet what's best in the situation for you is something that makes you feel like you've lost out. And it's honestly, it feels like not being willing to let go or concede your position, which I'm not saying is good or bad. It's just that the very fact that you're standing your ground somehow still keeps you connected to this situation. And I don't know how that works, because typically if you stand your ground, it's with the removal of something and you're not budging. And but you're not giving up your ground on something. So is this a standoff between you and your person, that they want things a certain way and you're just like, nope? Like, you can't sort of concede a point. I think this is a lot bigger than that, though. This is both of you being very stubborn. This person is kind of putting their responsibility in the situation on something external. Once this happens, then I can such and such. And yet you're still very energetically in that person's orbit. It feels like you might be dealing with somebody very passive aggressive, that as soon as you start to kind of go out here, they tell you what you want to hear, or they're willing to listen or negotiate or talk. You're connected somehow, even though there might be not a lot of communication. You're either keeping tabs on them or they're keeping tabs on you. And then when you start to get a little bit out there, they reach out. When you start to get kind of beyond their grasp and get some efficacy, they reach out. And I think you might have thought that this could be something that could be workable, or enough time had gone by to where you could talk to the person, you two could discuss things and be fair, and nothing has changed on their end. Nothing has changed. But we've got the King of Pentacles and the Four of Pentacles, and then we've got the Eight of Pentacles and the Five of Wands here, or Eight of Cups and the Five of Wands here. And we got the two five. It feels like you're at a standoff. Not that you shouldn't be, but I think that it feels like they are using their control or influence that they know they have over you to win rather than to progress. Feels like someone is wanting they control by withdrawal and not giving you all the information. But then when you start to kind of go off and do your own thing, that's when they tell you, I can't stop thinking about you. And I think then when you start to talk to them again is when the shenanigans start. Nothing has changed. They still have all the power. Nothing has changed. It's just lip service. It's just someone making empty threats, but they still know the amount of reach and put. This is someone that's very confident in their position in your sphere. And it's almost like whenever they want to, they feel like they can have a certain amount of access and have a certain effect on you. And it's going to take you balancing the scales, because this is push pull, and it's hurtful. It's hurtful. It's like, this could be so great if somebody wasn't into all this game playing, and just when they feel like I'm starting to get a little bit out of their reach, then they bring out the carrot and the bait and the tell me things I want to hear, and then when I want more, then they're like, it's not the right time. I'm just not ready. I still need to think about things, or I can't leave my present situation. Is it a job? Is it something so are you just living online here? And it's like, oh, when is this situation going to end? When can we be together? Is that what it is? I hate to think that somebody is doing this just for kicks, that someone's stringing you along, because you're not, the Scorpios I'm reading for, you're pretty savvy. It's not like you're, unaware of what the dynamics going on here. It's just this ongoing situation. And Nine of Pentacles, amen. Nine of Pentacles here, because this is a matter of self-worth and self-respect. They're able to somehow loop you back in, and it's anything but sincere promises. Maybe they're wanting to tell you what. No, I can't even say that. I was like, maybe they just want you to be happy, but then they start missing you and they reach out. At this point, with you having had a sustained interaction like that, with pretty much the same thing happening over and over again, that's cruel. That's not letting you move on. They keep reinserting themselves in your life at strategic points, and they don't want you to go anywhere. They don't want to change. They're trying to wait till something happens to them so they can then exit the situation responsibility or accountability free. They're not happy where they're at, but they feel like they would lose their authority, respect. There's something that they would lose if they were to just up and leave. They feel trapped. They feel like they can't leave until they have a reason to leave. So it almost is like they're waiting for their work situation or wherever they're at to do something so egregious to where they can justify them wanting to leave. And that's not happening. And that's what's been strung along. Whoever you're dealing with is putting their responsibility of the situation off on an external thing, which you can't control, certainly. And they have been telling you that they can't control that. They don't know what's going to happen. It's anybody's guess. And yet they're not doing anything to be proactive. They claim no agency in this situation. And yet they don't want you too far out of their reach. And what bothers me is I think that you believe them. And they are not giving you a time frame. They're not being specific about what, when, and how. They just say what you want to hear. It speaks to you on another level. And I think that is really what time and time again makes you want to stay, because there's this feeling like they understand you like no other. And I do apologize. I feel like I keep reading the same thing, and I'm very sorry. I'm not stuck in a time warp here. I mean, you can see what's going on here. This is someone that's being strategic and cagey and not letting you know what their options are, or what they're thinking, or what they want, but they don't want you to go anywhere either. And just when you start to, they might promise, okay, it's gonna be you and me, we're gonna start. And it's this sort of this kind of manipulative little toddler, you know? It comes down to self-worth and you having to do what's right. You having to balance the scales here, because it's not somebody that should have this much authority or position in your life. They should not get this much access or power. And they've let you down once again. When you've got someone that tells you that they can't do anything about what the situation that they're in, but they can. They can have more agency in this situation than they're talking about. They just are uncomfortable with having to be the bad person in the situation. They don't want to have to do the walking away. They don't want to have to. So then it becomes about you having to be understanding about that. What? What's for Scorpio? There's no blame here. I was hoping for something new. Good gracious. This says the start of something new. And that's why I just said I was hoping for something new. The thing is, though, is I think that's what was promised, which was like them having this huge epiphany and this realization and oh my gosh. And yet we have being secretive and not following through. Maybe feeling really confident that they've got you where they want you, and then they can coast for a little bit. They don't have to follow through. They can tell you what you want to hear. They can come in like gangbusters, and then they recede to the background again. So they're keeping you in place. They're keeping you appeased, but they're not changing anything about their situation. And it's come to self-respect. So this could be, in turn, you deciding that you're going to take matters into your own hands here. Don't read into that. And you're starting your something new. You're going to be your something new. You're going off on your own and starting on your own as self-sufficient and going to just invest in that. Because this waiting around, good gracious, they know what to say and they know how to say it. That's for Scorpio. I got to tell you, though, there's going to be a time probably within the next 2 months, though, that it's almost like you're going to be a hawk hovering over this scenario, and you're going to see it for what it is. You're not out of the woods yet. There's still that something that this person's got over you. I saw an infinity symbol somewhere. But it won't be much longer to where you kind of have much more of a detachment from this, and it's you're able to understand the dynamic. We got the Tower again. Gracious sakes. And we've got, this was kind of like this, so it was kind of like that. So we've got, see, it's like, whoa, that's kind of the energy of the reading, isn't it? Okay, so we got Tower, and then we've got Queen of Wands, which could be Aries. Tower is Scorpio. So very much in your element here. Maybe that's why it speaks to you, because you are all about getting to let's just blow it wide open and see what's in there. Let's talk about this. Let's get you know what I mean? Like connecting on that really deep level and having that breakthrough and that connection like no other, you know? And so, but you've got somebody that's wishy-washy on it, that won't follow through, that is kind of being self-serving, you know, that is talking about a fresh new beginning, a new start, about doing the things and all of this stuff. Finally going to happen. Let's just get this all out in front and get it, you know, and they're not following through. And they're being kind of self-absorbed and selfish. And the minute they start something, they say what they want to hear, and it's like, yes, let's go. Wait. I'm sorry. I really was hoping for better. I mean, maybe I hope this was helpful. I do. I just feel like I'm saying a different version of what I've always said. And I feel like I'm not doing you a service because it's just repetition. I do like this, though, about you taking things into your own hand and being your own new beginning, getting excited about what's in front of you. But it feels like it's on the heels of this, and it's a decision about, look, it's about self-worth at this point. It's about self-respect. It's about integrity. It's about being able to, you know, look myself in the mirror and feel like I'm not being silly or a fool about something. So that's, yeah. And the awareness will come. It's just, it feels like it's more of the same, and this is starting to outweigh the promises that you might be hearing. This is starting to outweigh that. Oh, good Lord. Oh, I looked up 20 minutes. Shutting up. Okay, thank you, Scorpio. Okay, thank you. Much love to you. I hope this was helpful. I really do, and I apologize if it's repetitive. But you're going to get there when you get there, right? Okay. All right, I hope to see you in the next reading, Scorpio. Thank you for stopping by. Take care.